Okay, we are live, so stop by and say hello. Happy Easter if you celebrate this kind of holiday. A couple more minutes till official launch time. I thought about doing this earlier, but normally around the holidays I'll get a couple phone calls, and today it's been quiet, so I guess that's good. So if anybody's here, say hello. I'm just monitoring right now on the split screen here. Okay, looks like we are live, so yeah, stop by and say hello. I guess I'll say hello first. How's that? Willem, I see you. How are you, my friend? Good evening. You are here. I know you keep missing me the last couple of times, haven't you? You are in Denmark, right? How are you? Kevin Reynolds, hello. Hope all is well with you guys, and if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. See if we get a few more people on board to say hello and chat, and we'll have a little discussion today. Netherlands, Willem, I apologize. Netherlands, that is correct. So you are 6 hours ahead, is that correct? Let me see if I can split screen this here. See how this works out. Six hours, okay. Can you guys see this split screen okay? So it is 9 p.m. in the Netherlands. I hope it's not too late, Willem. Yeah, it's difficult to pick a perfect time because of all the different time zones. So I try to do these at different time zones: 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., uh, 10 p.m. Although that's probably a little bit late. But I've had uh, people join in late. Willem, no, it is not. What do you mean? Not too late? I guess you mean it's not too late, right? Yeah, I don't know how many people will join today. It is a holiday, at least here in the States. But like I said, it's been quiet today. I normally get a few phone calls to say hello, but it's been quiet, so I'm cool with that. If you haven't already, you may want to check out the previous live events I've done in the last couple of weeks. You may want to check out Destination Linux with Rob and Rocco. I was a guest on their show, and we talked about an hour. It was a lot of fun. Hope to do some more of those. So, quality content. I know there's a lot going on here on YouTube with the advertiser boycott, and we'll talk about that briefly. It's big news. That, of course, Ubuntu dumping Unity. So Anybody else use Ubuntu besides me? Not too late. Okay, thank you, Willem. Yeah, I'm running this inside Linux Mint, the latest one, Linux Mint Mate, because it is one of my favorites right now. In addition to Ubuntu Unity, it's on my other laptop. So basically, anything with Mate is fine with me. Ubuntu with Cinnamon, okay. Kevin, have you had good luck with the applets or the cinnamon, the Linux Mint spices, cinnamon spices? It seems like that's a hit and miss. Okay, let's give it another minute or so, see if anybody else joins in, and we'll go into today's topics. So I guess you like cinnamon. You only use the weather app. Keep my desktop clean. I kind of agree with that. Yeah. I don't like having a lot of widgets. In Ubuntu KD, they're called plasmoids. I like to keep it clean. Weather app is okay. News feed. I guess that's it, right? Yeah, so I like a clean desktop in both Linux and Windows. So for today's topic, we'll talk a little bit about the Ubuntu news and Ubuntu dumping Unity. We'll talk about the YouTube advertiser boycott. I've had comments, questions in the past on how to support this channel. We'll talk a little bit about that. The YouTube advertiser boycott affects everybody. Willem, I love Manjaro. Okay, but after the last update of Manjaro system crashed all the time. I'm using Ubuntu Mate. Strange. All the time I fall back to Ubuntu Mate. Willem, it's all about simplicity, and it just works. Look, Ubuntu before they switched to Unity looked like Mate, GNOME 2, and it's still very popular. So why not? Yeah, Mate is simple, light on the resources. It's easy to install. Mate is not fancy, but it's not meant to be. It's just meant to work. So Martin Wimpress, the developer of Ubuntu Mate, does a very good job. So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. If you guys have any questions or comments, you're not sure about something, please let me know. But like I said, we may not get too many people jump on today. It is a holiday, but I had a little bit of time, and it's been quiet at the house. Okay, so if you guys need me to stop to explain something, just say stop. Okay. So this has been all over the news since last month. YouTube is facing a full-scale advertising boycott. Now I'll talk more about this into a future video. But basically what you have here briefly is advertisers holding back ad revenue for content that is not advertiser friendly, user friendly, however you want to call this. But it's basically these companies, big names, Coca-Cola, AT&T, GM, these are companies that only want to add or put their ads evidently on content that is family friendly. Basically content that is G-rated. Family friendly content like what we are doing here. And apparently they're doing this in an attempt to please the customers, their customers, and to put ads on content that is not offensive. Now that's entirely up to you of what to deem friendly, non-friendly, offensive. Now this has nothing to do whether you use Windows, Linux, or Mac. It has nothing to do with the hardware, of course, but it has everything to do with advertising revenue and the perception of what people and or advertisers deem as user friendly. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, you can just do a Google search on this and it's all over the place. If we go to the advertiser friendly content guidelines, again, I won't delve into all of this. But basically, this is advertiser-friendly content is content that's appropriate for all audiences. Again, it's G-rated stuff. It has little to no inappropriate or mature content in a video stream. Willem says, strange that Ubuntu is using GNOME for the next release. GNOME is not user-friendly if you are a new user that is coming from Windows. Willem, GNOME has the potential to be user-friendly. It's in my last test, it's getting better, but you need to install. If they are not already installed, you'll have to install the extensions, GNOME Tweak extensions, to make it user-friendly. It's a little bit more work, and maybe that will change by the time Ubuntu releases their version in 18.04. So I guess it all comes down to what's user-friendly, whether it's YouTube or Ubuntu, right? Anyway, getting back to all of this here. So it's advertiser-friendly content. Again, you can browse through this if you go through the YouTube policies. Yeah, Policy Center, hateful content, threats. Chris, hi from the south of France. Yes, I remember you from last time. You use Ubuntu 16.04. How do you like the Unity desktop, Chris? Welcome to the show. So we were just getting started here talking about a little bit about Ubuntu Unity and what's going on here on YouTube with the advertising boycott. So this is all what's going on here as far as Ubuntu. Once again, I'll talk more about this in a future live cast. Yes, many. Okay. Chris, have you used Linux Mint Mate? So let's move along. So I've had questions on how to support this channel to keep this thing going. It's estimated that content creators like myself and others, their revenue has dropped substantially, up to 80 to 90%, and that's a lot. And what's happening is content creators who are not promoting or uploading questionable content are also suffering through this boycott. And even people on YouTube who do videos with hundreds of thousands of subscribers are in big trouble. So, just Alex. What's up, Alex? Hello. Welcome back. Happy Easter. If you celebrate that. So, Super Chat in live streams. Again, I've had, while streaming these things here, people have asked how to support the channel. Well, Super Chat is something new. It's basically a way for fans and creators, as it says here, to interact during live streams. Fans can purchase Super Chats to highlight their message within the live stream. So basically, this little dollar symbol here, you click that, and you can give anywhere from $1 up to, I think it's $500. So that is one way to help support a channel such as this one. And this is simple. And I believe it's a 50-50 split between myself and YouTube, and I guess that's a good example of teamwork. Now this has nothing to do with the with outside advertisers. Two of my friends switched to Linux now. They both use Ubuntu. That's cool. Very nice. Very good. Yeah, I dual boot. If you guys don't know, been dual booting for many years now. Well, steady now for over 7 years in doing this channel, and I enjoy dual booting. If there's something I need to use in Linux, I'll boot into Linux. If I have to use Windows, I'll do Windows. I don't mind. It's not really any extra work. It's just when your computer boots, choose to what you want to boot into. And for me, that works. Right? Of course. One of them hated Linux and told them it was the worst operating system. Well, which one? Zanaris Falador. Hi, Toss. And yeah, and happy Easter. Hi to you, Zanaris. It happened to me, it had to use LM8, but I found that it refers too much Windows and I do not like Windows. Okay, that's fine. Use what works. So Zenaris, yeah, welcome aboard. We just got started here not too long ago. We're talking about Ubuntu, the advertising boycott on YouTube, and how to support channels like this one. One way is through Super Chat. What do you think of Linux 4.10? Are you talking about the kernel? It seems okay, Alex. Okay, so let's move along here to the next, and I'll talk about the Ubuntu thing last. So Super Chat is one way to support the channel. Another way is through Patreon. This is something I started a couple years ago, but I abandoned it. I thought it wasn't real. I thought it was a ripoff, but apparently it is legit. A lot of content creators are going towards this. So the Patreon page is back up. I want to thank, I guess it's okay. I'll just mention the first name. Thank Kevin for being a patron. He's giving $2 a month to help support the channel. I think Patreon takes 5%, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to help support the channel, I won't go through all of this, but basically it's just a way to help connect with the channel and keep it alive for as long as possible. You can fund content for as little as $1 a month. And yes, it's simple and it is for real. Posted some latest videos here, the Ubuntu Mate live event, and one of the live shows I did with Stephanie Foran. I haven't posted rewards or perks with this because I don't know what you guys want as a whole. Somebody said more music, and that's great. I don't sing. I'll have to get in touch with Stephanie, maybe have her do another live event with me and some more concert stuff. Of course, another way to support it is through PayPal. You've seen this before. Through Amazon, and when you buy something, there's a little kickback here for the channel. So those are some of the ways to help support the Total OS Today channel in spite of the advertising boycott on YouTube, which they estimate will affect up to $1 billion worth of advertising revenue. Now YouTube will get this fixed. I don't think it'll be this year. But it will be fixed. In the meantime, these are the ways to help support the channel, so please do. Okay, so let's see. Alex, you reached first 500 views. Excellent. Yeah. I remember when I went from 0, Alex, to 500 views, 500 subs, and millions of views, and thousands of subscribers. It feels good to connect, and it's really a validation that I think I'm doing something right. When I was talking about the Patreon thing before about what should I do, and one guy said, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. That feels great. But yeah, you guys let me know what, if you give to Patreon or PayPal, let me know what you guys want to see more. I'm assuming it's more live events like this, and I'm happy to do these. So, just Alex says, thanks. You are quite welcome, Alex. So, getting back to Ubuntu. Let me brief. I have some notes here, and you could, obviously search what's going on here. But briefly here, well, Ubuntu Unity is gone. Officially, it's gone from Ubuntu, even though it's going to be forked. Now, somebody said too many forks. We need more focus versus forks. The display server Mir, I guess, is gone. Zanara says YouTube will not lose 1 billion advertised. If that was the case, Google's... Well, yeah, but Google is involved in many other things than just the YouTube advertising, Zanaris. There was one report of 750 million or more, up to 1 billion, strictly YouTube. But I mean, YouTube will be okay. I mean, this will be fixed. I don't know if it'll be fixed this year, but it will be fixed. In the meantime, channels may not survive, or may do a lot less. So hopefully this one moves on. But yeah, from what I understand, Zenaris, it is possible they can lose potential, at least for advertisers to hold back up to $1 billion in advertising. But stay tuned. This may change. So where was I? So yeah, if you do a search for Ubuntu dumps Unity, there's a lot here. So Ubuntu, the Unity desktop is gone officially. Display server Mir, M-I-R, you guys may remember that. That is gone. The CEO, Jane something, is resigning, and Mark Shuttleworth will again take the reins of Canonical, which makes Ubuntu. You guys may remember the Ubuntu phone called the Edge. That is gone. There was a crowdfunding thing for the phone back in, I'm trying to think, where was that? 2013. They were trying to raise $30+ million, which is a lot. Even today, I think they raised 10 or 12 million. So that project evidently failed, although I believe there were some manufacturers in Spain, somewhere else that were making, maybe still are trying to make a version of the Ubuntu phone. But apparently, at least from Canonical, the Ubuntu phone is no more. Ubuntu GNOME, that will merge. That project will merge into the Ubuntu desktop starting with 18.04. Somebody asked what will happen to the official Ubuntu GNOME version of Ubuntu. So that will be merged. Unity will be forked, but as somebody said, it's better to have more focus than everything being forked. And I think the future of Ubuntu, they need to get more users, new users on board to try it, like how I started doing this with Ubuntu back in 2006, I think, 2007. It was just random luck. Saw something in a magazine to try Ubuntu, and I did. And so far it's been okay. So if Ubuntu is going to survive, at least the desktop, they need to attract new users, a lot more new users, because evidently with the Ubuntu phone, they did not attract enough new users and or sponsors or advertisers or manufacturers or company to keep the Ubuntu Edge phone alive. And that's a shame, because I thought that phone had potential. I believe that phone originally, the intention was to have the ability for it to excuse me, the ability for it to dual boot between Android and the Ubuntu mobile OS on the phone itself, and it just didn't work out. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, on the Ubuntu phone? No thoughts on the Ubuntu phone? I guess that means it wasn't very popular, was it? Unity was a love or hate proposition. I remember when Ubuntu phone was for hobbyists. I guess it was. When Unity came out in 2011 along with the GNOME desktop, I had to pick one. And at the time, I really thought that Unity was the easier of the two. That may change. Kevin says, I don't really care. I don't live my life on a phone. A lot of people do. I've often joked in my bed, my phone is my third pillow, because this is what I do to catch up on your messages and news feeds, and maybe it is a bad thing, I don't know, but I use this tool to keep this channel going. So there have been times, Kevin, where I've left our house I left the house to go to Kroger's, to the local grocery store. I'm halfway down, and I could walk to the store, but I'm halfway down in my car, and it's like, oh no, I forgot my phone. It's like I left my left shoe at home. It's not a good feeling, and I don't like it. Um, but yeah, mobility, it has become part of our lives, for better or for worse. Um, it seems like in some ways for worse. Kevin says it's okay. That's just me. Yeah, I use it because I have to, but I don't use it all the time. There are days where I just take a break. I'll catch up on some of my messages and then move on to the rest of the day. But there are people with a mobile phone, that it is an addiction, and it's bad, definitely bad. Let me look into something else here. Who needs an implanted chip when we have mobile phones? Seems that way. I'm just checking to see real quick if there's any late breaking news for Ubuntu, but I think we should be up to date. I think the last news was the CEO stepping down. Yeah. Why Ubuntu dumping Unity is a good thing. Did Ubuntu dump Unity for cache? Yeah, this is going to be the big news here for the next, up until the official GNOME flavor is released in 18.04. And it'll be curious to see if it's more user-friendly than Ubuntu Unity. I don't know. I don't use GNOME right now, but I had it installed in a virtual machine, and it seemed faster than before. So it is improving. Has Ubuntu Linux become boring? That's one of the headlines. Maybe. So, yeah. Anybody peek into the Windows 10 update if you use Windows 10? Maybe I shouldn't say that on this webcast, huh? Evidently, the privacy issue is still there, although I think you may have a little bit more control. I am not going to install the update right now. I think I will wait for the bugs to be worked out. Whatever happens in 18.04, I'll still probably load up Cinnamon. Okay. Use what works. Kevin, last year in one of the polls I did, the best Linux desktop is the one that works for you. Manuel, if I say that right, hello. I'll run Manjaro. Okay, you run Manjaro. I tried Manjaro last summer, a few months. It was not for me. I tried. Believe me, I tried. Yeah, Zanara says a laptop running Windows that have disabled the update to Creators Update. Yeah, I don't think you'll have to mess with it for at least a month or so. Willem has updated Windows 10 and it works perfect. Have you tried gaming yet in Windows 10? It works pretty good for me, Willem. It works actually very good in 2 machines. So for gaming, I would stick with Windows 10, absolutely. Okay, so no other breaking news here. I don't think there would be too much on this holiday, so. Windows 10 Cloud. That's definitely something that appears to be very profitable for Windows, or will be. That's all I can say about it right now. Um, Carol Dixon. Hi, Carol. Welcome aboard. Hello. I'm torn between whether to switch to Ubuntu Mate, as I am on 16.04 Unity, but I'm not sure what will happen when Ubuntu 18.04 comes out, which one to stick with. I like Ubuntu Mate. You may find that Ubuntu Mate runs a little bit faster than Unity. Of course, if you have a high-end machine, with lots of RAM, it probably doesn't matter, Carol. But I have Unity on my other desktop, my Lenovo, which is a great machine. That's my backup, and it runs fine. But as somebody said before, Carol, somebody said they keep coming back to Mate or Mate. I think you'll like Mate. It's a little faster. It may be slightly more user-friendly, a little bit more customizable. So, I mean, officially, Carol, Unity will be gone next year, at least from Ubuntu. Now, there will be offshoots and forks. But I've always joked that a lot of things tend to get forked up. Carol says, thanks. You are quite welcome. Are you happy with Unity? I mean, really, really happy, Carol? Or is it that you saw Ubuntu Mate and hey, that looks even better? Yeah, the Unity 8 forks, I haven't really gone into those yet. I will wait for other YouTube guinea pigs to try them. Carol says you're not really happy. Well, there's your answer, Carol. Try Ubuntu Mate. I think you'll be happy, pleasantly surprised. Kevin says, forked up, was that a pun? You know me and my puns if you listen to my News and Nonsense podcast with Stephanie. So yeah, Carol, getting back, yeah, I think you will like Ubuntu Mate. I know Mate is getting so much recommendation. I tried it on an older version before. How did it work out? I spoke to Martin Wimpress, the lead developer for thanks, Carol. Spoke with him, was it last year? He's from the UK. Of course, the UK stands for Ubuntu Kingdom. Great guy to talk to. Stable. Yes, stable. Quite stable. But Martin Wimpress is a great guy to talk to. And I call that, if you haven't already checked the podcast that I did, but I called Ubuntu Mate the romantic OS because he basically did it for his wife who wanted something user-friendly. So there you go. When something is born out of love, thumbs up, right? Yes, well, Martin Wimpress is doing a fantastic job. I wish him the very best of luck in the future. Adam, hello. I don't have a dog in this hunt. Use Arch. Arch is okay, man. Look, one of the polls I did, picking the best Linux distro, Arch was #1, justifiably so. Not for beginners, but it's highly customizable. It's powerful. So yeah, if you like Arch, use it. If Canonical wants to concentrate on the IoT cloud, why don't they just go with Debian? I don't know. I've tried Debian stable. It seems okay. But yeah, I like the Mate desktop. Carol, let me know sometime if you try Ubuntu Mate and it works out for you. I'm curious. I think it will. Keep in mind that these point releases now, the 16.04 is the LTS version. I believe it's supported 3 years. The current one, I believe, is 9 months. Yeah, 9 months. So let me know how it works out for you, Carol. So yeah, Debian's fine. Of course, Ubuntu is was born from Debian, so why not? Anybody has used Debian or tried Debian? Just browsing through some other news here real quick, see what else is new. Looks like some news about Apple's self-driving car. Well, that's interesting. I don't know about these self-driving cars. I guess they're being tested a lot in California by Google. I don't know. The Journey to Mars has a price tag. I wonder if those computers will use Linux. And the price is a very reasonable $450 billion to go to Mars. Maybe they can save a few mil and use Linux. What do you think? Manuel says, I used Debian SID for a while, but I prefer other kind of distros. Okay. Yeah, Debian does require a little bit of tweaking. I'm not sure if it's really for beginners, but Debian Stable I've tested. It seems fine. Supercomputers use Linux. As far as I know, that's one of the highlights of Linux are supercomputers, servers. I believe NASA, Alex, I think the space station uses Linux, as far as I know. So yeah, I mean, keep in mind that Linux by itself is not really an operating system. It's a kernel, a code. It's basically a bridge. You know, like on the left side you have software, on this side you have hardware, and there's a bridge in the middle to connect that, and that's a Linux kernel. Willem says, I have it, very stable, but in my opinion MX16 is the most user-friendly. Really? I tested that once, Willem. It seems okay, and it's lightweight. Well, that's cool. There's a distribution that does very well with Debian. I believe it's called Point Linux. There's a channel on YouTube that is underrated. Cat 5 or Category 5 Technology TV. They do a terrific professional-looking video cast on a very low budget. I believe they use Point Linux and no Windows at all. So you may want to check it out. But if you're thinking about trying Debian for beginners, check out Point Linux. I believe there is a Mate version. So it's very stable. Yeah. Here's an article here. Why is Ubuntu Linux so popular? Well, because people like me have used it for years, I suppose. And really, Ubuntu, when it was released back in 2004, was really one of the first companies to help, or at least attempt to make a Linux-based operating system for the masses. So I have to give them credit. Let's see. You let a scammer access your Linux computer. Alex, no. He tried to use delete, okay, in the terminal. Did you have some fun? Zenaris says MX16 is great. He tried it and really like it. Dolphin and Team does a great job. Okay, cool. So yeah, the .deb format for Ubuntu, sudo apt-get install. I've gotten used to that. MX16, is that based off of Arch? I can't remember. Adam says, I hope there aren't too many canonical layoffs. Yeah, there's going to be, did I count? Boy, so many numbers this past month. Did they lay off 80? Maybe more. I can't remember. Something like that. I'm going to turn off my humidifier. It's making gurgling noises. Anyway, Alex has to go. Yeah. See you later, mate. Bye. Debian stable. That's right. What was I thinking? Cool. So is it really stable? I mean, really, really stable? Say compared to like Ubuntu Mate? I guess it is. What is Fat? I'm just looking at some Linux news. Fat Dog 64, an alternative lightweight OS to Linux distros. Interesting. Like I said, a lot of forks. But that's what it's called. Fat Dog 64. I just came across it by accident. Can you tell me what the Linux community, in your opinion, must do to pull more Windows users over to Linux? I advise people here in the Netherlands to try Mint or Ubuntu if... Well, I've been told that some communities are not user-friendly for beginners. That may be a problem, Willem. I don't use the communities as much as I used to. Since I've been doing this, I've been involved with Ubuntu and Linux over 10 years. I kind of learned a lot of things as I go. But that's one way. Forums and communities need to be understanding of new users. And that's why this channel got started. I am a Windows user that promotes Linux, at least to try it as an alternative. And when I started the channel years ago, I don't think there was anything, and maybe still there isn't a channel like mine. But Linux-based operating systems are an alternative. And, you know, to promote or to pull Windows users to Linux, at least to try, they have to be open-minded, they have to be understanding, they have to be patient. Because if somebody has been using Windows all their lives, and maybe just heard of Linux or Ubuntu because of my channel, they're not going to know squat, as the saying goes. And you have to hold hands. These people are going to be interested. They might be a little scared. And you have to be patient, not insulting. You have to see things from their eyes. I mean, I came from I used Windows all my life. So I get it. Willem. So I think more channels like this, more videos that I do, more live chats that I do, I think will help. So there's your answer. And I think Ubuntu, if they want to pull in more users, their system has to be, Ubuntu GNOME has to be, I don't know, it has to be as close to the Windows experience as possible, meaning click and go. You know, a start button, a start menu. Of course, there are cross-platform apps like Chrome, Firefox, VLC, and that helps. But it has to be ready to go to work out of the box. Now, Linux has advantages. I think the update process is a lot easier in Linux, a lot simpler than it is in Windows. Distributions with the LTS that are released as an LTS are great. I believe Ubuntu LTS is 5 years. That's awesome. So to answer your question again, Willem, forums have to be more user-friendly. If they are not, they have to be more understanding. Don't be negative towards a new user. Don't call them dummy, or don't call them, you know, stupid and the rest of that. Sometimes on my previous videos I would say Linux for dummies, and I meant that in a very friendly way. Dummy meaning someone who needs help and really doesn't know much about Linux. But if Ubuntu Desktop is going to succeed, it has to work out of the box. And if it doesn't, fix it. If there are newbies asking questions, answer the questions. And you have to be patient. I've been doing this over 7 years, and I still get newbie questions. And I suppose if you never tried Linux, you are going to be a newbie. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, the first time I tried Linux in general, Ubuntu, I was a newbie. The first time I tried Zorn, the first time I tried any other distro, that distro to me, I was a newbie. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Willem. Zara says yes, but it can be broken. Okay. So where was I? Let's move along here. Browsing through some other news articles, see what pops up. Anyway, it looks like we've got about 15 people joining interview. Welcome aboard, those of you who are watching. Don't be shy, say hello. This is for you guys. So let's see. I'm on the linuxtoday.com website, a pretty nice website. 5 Steam alternatives for Linux. Okay, let me click that. Kevin says there is a learning curve for Linux, but just getting away from the Windows pain is worth it. Yeah, the Windows can be certainly. You know, the privacy thing I don't like. Gaming works. I don't like the update process in Windows 10, Kevin. It seems like it takes forever. As one of my friends says, the update process is wash, rinse, and repeat. So yeah, the update process in Linux is pretty darn good, Kevin. Yeah. Okay, so what are the 5 great Steam alternatives? itch.io. Don't know it. Lutris, Lutris. Don't know that one. Gnome Games, I've heard of that. Photon. Okay. Vapor. So those are your 5 alternatives to Steam. There's Humble Bumble. I've heard of that. Good Old Games, GOG. Have you guys tried mess with Steam in Windows or Linux? Manuel says, would you like an Ubuntu-based rolling release distro? Probably not. I think LTS, well, for beginners, probably not. I would say LTS is probably the way to go for beginners. Yeah. I feel the most comfortable. That's what I have installed now, Linux Mint LTS. So yeah. I think I tried using Steam once for Linux, but the one thing I've noticed with Linux is graphics drivers are a hit miss. And that's probably the #1 reason why people have issues with gaming in Linux or just Linux in general. I think the apps are gotten better. The update process is great. The quality of the Linux distros, the core systems, gotten better. But graphics drivers are a hit and miss. So yeah. Kevin, you've used Steam. It worked fine, but I don't game all that much. I game some. Usually in Windows 10. There's a great game in Windows 10 called Asphalt Airborne, like Need for Speed. It's awesome. I usually will mess with games in my Xbox One and Xbox 360 because it just works. The UI is also way better now. Okay, cool. Yeah, usually games. What did I test? Like, there was a game for Linux, some kind of pilot simulator airplane game. It looked pretty good, but it didn't quite work right. And maybe I didn't understand the settings, but it was a free download. I don't know, search my channel, but it worked. It seemed like it was okay for Linux, for a freebie. I played Tux Card in Linux, Super Tux Card, some other games. I'm sure there are great games for Linux. So, but yeah, I don't do a lot of gaming in on my desktop in general, usually in Windows 10. But I haven't heard of these alternatives. Itch, what a strange name for a gaming platform. Itch.io, as in you have an itch to play? I don't know. All right, let me go to another website here. If you guys haven't already, I want to give a plug to my one of my podcast partners, Stephanie Forian. Great voice, great videos. Check out the live event I did with her not too long ago. She is currently in Munich, Germany, and she surprised us with a little bit of a free concert, 3 songs from her apartment. So check it out. That's an example of great quality content on YouTube that is definitely advertiser friendly, as it were. So what are some of your other favorite channels, guys? Let me know. I've always wondered why Germany is in, or why Stephanie's in Germany. Zanar, she's close. Okay. She was given some advice years ago. I don't know how many years. It's been 10, 15 years ago. She had an interest. She had a gift for music, her voice, and she was told to go to Germany. I guess the country is more open and helpful to artists as an artist. And of course, at the time she moved, this was before the days of the so-called Obamacare and trying to get some kind of national health care. Of course, Germany has health care. So that's one thing she would not have to worry about. She took a chance. She went to Germany. She started doing shows as, as a nobody, as it were. Word got around that she is a true talent, and she does her concerts and most of the recording, the music from Germany. Her dream as an artist is to come and tour the United States. We haven't been able to get a promoter, to call her yet. I stress the word yet. I think a lot of people, or some people like myself, on her Facebook page and the channel have, tried to point her in the right direction. But right now, but that's her connection. I don't think she has any relatives there, Zanaris, as far as I know. She's from the Boston area, but she's there because that's where she's able to, fulfill her dream and to write and play her music, doing various concerts and gigs and stuff like that. So, yeah. So there's your answer. Joe Collins, yeah, great channel. Jupiter Broadcasting. Hello, Shadow 7. Yeah. 2 streams at the same time. Is that good or bad? You and Sudo. Oh, okay. I thought I had a bug in my stream here. Got it. Okay. Yeah, Sudo Reboot. Speaking of other channels, don't forget and vote for this month's YouTuber of the Month for the month of April. You're welcome, Zanara. So yeah, let me just type in here what you can, if you want to check out Stephanie's channel or Stephanie's music. Hope I get it right. So that's where you can go listen to free samples of her music. She's an independent artist. Nothing Hollywood production here, nothing big. She has a world-class voice. in my opinion, I think talent-wise, personally, as an artist, I think she's right up there with Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Lady Kaka. Just a joke. Beyonce, it's not just her voice. She writes everything herself. She's got a gift I wish I had. So I wish her all the best. So hopefully we'll do another live event with her soon. She's busy this week or so. So you just go to stephanieforian.bandcamp.com. She is an exclusive Mac user because it works. So once again, the best system is the one that works for you, right? So what is sudo talking about, Farad? I'm just checking to see other websites helpful for Linux user. I tell you, you ever guys check out the Mintcast, a weekly blog or bi-weekly podcast from the Linux Mint or for users of Linux Mint? It isn't just for that, but that's one of the podcasts sometimes I listen to. The Ubuntu podcast is pretty nice also. So sudo is a compulsive distro hopper. Okay. I used to hop a lot in the past. It got so bad that rabbits were saying, "Hey man, can you slow down? I can't keep up with you, man. I can't keep up with you. It's too fast. You're too fast." And anyway, yeah, Adam Destination Linux channel. Yeah, if you haven't already, those of you who joined in late, I was a guest of theirs last week, so check out that talk I did with Rocco and Rob from Destination Linux. Great family-friendly channel, absolutely. So yeah, they do a good team. I guess when I was on, it wasn't just about Linux. We talk about multiple topics, but anyway. Sudo is live, man. Oh man, where does he get his energy to be live so much? I don't know. Is he drinking caffeine versus water? It's why Big Daddy is on. Is it the Big Daddy from Destination Linux? Happy Easter, Big Daddy. You see what I'm saying? Hey. I thought about inviting you to this today, but I figure it's Easter. I don't know if you had plans, Big Daddy. Shadow7 says, I only hop when I have new hardware. I think Big Daddy is a little bit of a distro hopper. You know it. Hey, hey. Are you using Mate now, Big Daddy? I think you are. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't hop as much as I used to. I've kind of, narrowed it down. Family friendly, the dumbing down of America. I guess it all comes down to a choice, guys. I have, quote, a family-friendly channel. I think you guys know what that means. I don't insult anybody. I don't make comments that might be derogatory, negative, insulting, hateful. That's just not who. I think there is sufficient hate in the world. I do not want to contribute to that, Kevin. And I hope what I do here is not the dumbing down. I mean, I know what you're getting at. I understand, but, I promote knowledge, information, I guess entertainment, Kevin. But that's really going to be up to the advertisers. But I know what you mean. Ubuntu Mate, Big Daddy. Cool, cool. Family friendly. I don't mind playing it over the speakers if there's kids around. I like that meaning of family friendly, Adam. Yeah, you could play this over the speakers. There you go. Shadow7 says more like the Disneyfication. I used to live in Florida. Disney's fine, I've seen some of these I guess we're going off topic, but this is part of the YouTube advertiser boycott. I've seen some of these uh, channels that would have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, probably making a lot of money, and I listen to these channels, I'm like, that's mean, and that's not who I am. Kevin says, I don't mean hate, I mean making everything suitable for a 4-year-old. Limits the conversation. Yeah, I don't believe in limiting the conversation. And maybe one of the solutions, Kevin, to this is for advertisers to pick and choose which channel they want to advertise to. Maybe that's a solution. I don't recall ever having any Paj Pal, great videos. Thank you. I don't recall doing videos that were hateful or unfamily. Look, I was born and raised in New York. I saw the good and bad side of humanity. I didn't like what I saw. Zanaris says, Toss, have you been affected by the YouTube demo? Yeah, Zanaris, I have. One of the reasons why I'm doing this here, and I'll talk more about this in a future, probably a fundraiser for the channel. Briefly, I started the channel in 2010, more or less as a hobby. And the channel grew beyond what I expected. I think one of the reasons it grew is that, look, it's all about timing. And at the time, there really weren't too many Windows users promoting Linux on a friendly basis, as it were. So the channel grew. I started meeting great friends. I did podcasts with other people. The view count went up. And there's no secret to this. The more views, the more subs, and the money started coming in from the AdSense to make the channel self-sustaining, meaning I could pay for this to upgrade from a dual core to a quad core. I went from slow internet, DSL, to cable. But all that's changed now. And the channel right now is not self-sustaining, meaning that I've had to put in my own money back into this. And I just can't do this on a long-term basis. So I need to ask for your guys' help if you can. And again, that's through Patreon, PayPal. Now there are other ways to support a channel, and I'll talk about that later. But to answer your question, yeah, probably Zanaris, me, and a lot of YouTubers who have been caught in this YouTube boycott through no fault of my own, but we're caught in it. And it doesn't matter if it's my fault or not. It's not, but it is what it is. So anyway, yeah. Do you mean open source drivers or private, or the proprietary drivers? Yeah, I can't. There are, in my current desktop, there are no, I call them special drivers. There are no updated drivers for my system. So occasionally, even though you can't see it, my screen will go black or black right, at random times. It'll come back on. You don't see it, I do. It's kind of annoying, but I've gotten used to it. It's not an issue with Ubuntu 14.04, but the core system, except for that blanking out of the screen, is great. And the screen, well, I guess I'll have to live with it till my next desktop. So open source drivers usually work. They're okay. But it's a random hit and miss. Which time do you actually start live teaching? Senyo, hi. I don't do these on a live daily basis. I've thought about it, like Monday through Friday at different or random times and random time zones for people who live outside the United States. But I guess that could be one of the perks or one of the rewards on my Patreon page. So if you guys give to that and you would like to see more live events, and that's usually one of the things in the past, please let me know. Adam says, just think of it as your screen giving you a reminder to blink. I don't know what you mean, man. Well, my screen blinks. Yeah, isn't there Adam says, ha, ha. Oh, man. Anyway. Toss, I watch YouTube videos on my iPad. I never see adverts on your videos. Did you turn that off? I don't know. I think all my well, I don't know. With this YouTube boycott, maybe I've noticed more and more of my videos are being, not a lot, are being demonetized. So I have personally, I've not turned off advertising on my videos and ours, but I think what's been going on, this is more than just this year. A lot of people use ad blockers, as I do. I have the ad blocker turned off on YouTube to help other, content creators. But I think what's been happening, Zanaris, is a combination of YouTube boycott, ad blockers, a lot more competition, trying to tweak what viewers want to see. There was okay, the iPad YouTube does not have ad blockers. Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, if you're not seeing them at all, that's unusual. But in general, Zanaris, the combination of the boycott, ad blockers, more competition, uh, people getting bored, I don't know. But there was one channel I came across which I thought was very nice, different. I won't mention the name, but he has 800,000 subscribers, and he said he was down 80-90% in revenue. That's a lot, especially if you do it on a full-time basis and have an employee. So it affects everybody. YouTube Red, yeah, Big Daddy, yeah. I didn't mention that today. I think I mentioned in the video, was it last month, and how some of this works. This was before the super chat function came to be. So, yeah. No ads, but creators still get paid. Yeah. That's certainly an option. I think for a lot of creators who are trying to keep this thing going, their channel moving on, Patreon seems to be a very viable solution. It's simple, it's safe. Dank Memes, hello. The only driver I need is the bsyml kernel source package, but sadly it sucks on my computer. Well, if it's that bad, then I guess you don't need it, right? Zanaris, sell t-shirts. That's been come across before, the Toss t-shirts. I might do that. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go with the funding for the channel. So, you know. Serge is on. Sergey is on. Hello. Big Daddy, how did your last live feed go? I guess you've gotten used to it now, right? Where was I? Yeah, I was talking about podcasts. Yeah, check out the mintcast.org, the Ubuntu podcast. Of course, I do random ones. I think there's one called Late Night Linux. Hello there. Hello to you, Serge or Sergey. Serge, how are you? Where are you from, Van? Just out of curiosity. Big live feeds, 3 hours. Man, that's a lot. I'm going over an hour now, but I'm here because there's people still here. Man, that's a lot. Yeah, time does fly. Yeah. I don't think I've ever done one 3 hours. I think my longest one is an hour and a half when I did that concert or that live event with singer Stephanie Forian. I think it was an hour and a half. I can't remember. But she was kind enough to do 3 songs for us. But 3 hours seems a lot unless you have lots of engagement, good topics. That tends to drag. Belgium. Okay. Okay, sir is pronounced like search. Sergey. Okay. Sudo reboot. Well, speaking of sudo, hello sudo. How are you? Tam, 1954. From Ireland. Ah, the luck of the Irish. Welcome aboard. My son is half Irish. Cool. Are we getting people from all places today? Belgium, Ireland, France. This is awesome. The International Show. Live on Total OS Today. I kind of like that. The International Show. Maybe I should call this the International Show next time. Have to catch the next stream. Internet is just amazing at the moment. A whopping one. Okay. Does it work? I currently use cable internet. That seems to be the best. In Italy, Sergio would be Sergio. That is correct. Yeah. Yeah. I was actually watching something today on YouTube. I love trains. I was watching a train. Somebody posted a couple train rides from Italy and Norway, which is pretty cool. Gaiozzo from Hungary. Wow. Awesome. Cool. How are things in Hungary? Is Linux popular in Hungary? I don't think I've had someone from Hungary before. Welcome to Europe. I know, Willem. Yeah. Yep. We're getting a taste of class from Europe and other countries rather than the USA, right? Italy is beautiful. Speaking of overseas. Okay, let's see here. Gaioso, you're a teacher, and we use Linux in school. Somebody asked how can Linux be more promoted or spread using it in schools. Awesome. Which Linux? Which distribution, if I may ask? That's great. Sergey says tomorrow is Easter Sunday. Very good. You've been working with children with autism for over 20 years. Wow. God bless. That's awesome. Now that's family friendly, right? Special kids. Yes, they are. Absolutely. That's awesome. Gaioso. Very nice. Let's see here. You use Linux Mint and Antergos Cinnamon and KDE. Interesting pick. I can see Linux Mint. Antergos, I guess, is user-friendly. No surprise about Linux Mint. I'm thinking about doing a quick news and nonsense for you guys. I normally do these with a partner, usually with Stephanie, but she's busy. So let's see what I can pick up here at the last minute. Android tablets for communication. Okay. Merry Melodies fan. Hello. miss Linux Mint, but I have to get used to my Chromebook. Okay. Big Daddy, what's with this coffee thing going on between Big Daddy and Sergey? uh, don't have coffee, just water. Mary, oh, hey, Toss. Hey to you back. How are you? Maui is very good at the moment. I think Maui, Hawaii is always good. Or is that, or you talking about the operating system? I haven't been to Hawaii. I guess Big Daddy is a coffee connoisseur, huh? I drink coffee sometimes, usually in the morning, sometimes at night. Like tonight, I'm going to head out to my local coffee place, Tim Hortons. Anybody else heard of Tim Hortons coffee? It's pretty good. I usually head out there at night, more in the spring and summer when the weather's nice. Alex is back. Welcome back. I knew you'd be back. Hello, Zibide Boss. Welcome aboard. It's ironic how Farron OS is still easily convertible from its base Linux Mint. Okay. Zadaris loves Tim Hortons. There's a plug. Now, if anybody from Tim Hortons watches this, I'll be happy to give you a sponsored plug. I need it. Yeah, Tim Hortons is pretty good. Never had a bad experience at Tim Hortons. So, Suda Reboot says, I am not here. Have you been cloned, Suda Reboot? Yeah, this show may go on for 2 hours. I don't know. But like I said, normally around the holidays, like Easter, I get a couple phone calls from, relatives, and the phone today has been quiet. Not a single phone call. I guess that's good. So that's why I'm doing this. I thought for sure I would have got one phone call, but I sent out a couple texts, text messages, but yeah. Anyway, I guess quiet is good. Oh, let's see. Yeah, there might be some here for quick news and nonsense stuff. So, this is your only Sunday off for the foreseeable future. Okay. Yeah, if you want to get together for a live event show, Big Daddy, just drop me a line. I think you said Friday after 11 p.m. I should be home. I'm not sure how many people will join, especially our international friends here. That might be too early for them because that would be like 5 o'clock in the morning for them. But the one thing I'm waiting for in Cloud Ready porting the Android apps. Yeah, Farron. If there is one company that has the resources to build a mass marketed Linux desktop, putting aside the Chromebooks, I believe it's Google because of Android phones. Duh, right? Hook up your Android phone to your Android PC and bam, you're good to go. And I think they're working on combining Chrome OS and Android in a desktop. I think there were rumors. But yeah, I would pay for that. How many hours do you spend on a computer laptop a day? 4 or 5? Well, right now it's probably going to be a few hours, Alex. Yeah. Usually off every Friday, but it's only this Friday I have to work. Okay. All right. Yeah, if I'm around after 11, Big Daddy, if you want to get on, just to chat or see how many people jump on, that's fine with me. Snap Sudo. Adam must be off. Thank you. Happy Easter. Yeah. Thanks for joining in, Adam. Hope you had some fun. All right, so I think I have some articles here for some news and nonsense if you guys would like to listen to this. Again, I normally do these with the partner, but let me know in the comments in the chat below what you guys think. Alex, I'm in America. Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for stopping by. CBD says for some nonsense. Okay, it's usually easier with the co-host that we can laugh, back and forth. But okay, let me see what I can pick up here. I guess going somewhat off topic, but if you're joining late, this is a live event, of course, on the Total OS Today channel. When I started the live event, I talked a little bit about what's going on with YouTube and content creators like myself. The YouTube advertising boycott, it's affected probably almost everybody to a certain extent, but including this channel. So obviously the AdSense revenue is down, not just for me, but some other or many other content creators. So you can help support this channel, which is needed right now, through Patreon, PayPal, Super Chat, stuff like that. So if you guys can help support this channel and put this channel, help it survive into the future, as it were. And I'll have more about this in the future video, talk about it more and updates, probably in a fundraiser for the channel. But that's where we started off. So anyway, let's see here. Tam says you always watch news and nonsense. Cool. There goes the coffee again. I go to Tim Hortons. I get what do I get? I'll get a dark roast coffee, or I was going to say fettuccine alfredo. That's not coffee. Cappuccino, not fettuccine. What I'm thinking of fettuccine. Cappuccino, French vanilla, and maybe some fettuccine alfredo on the side. Windows 10 mobile phone is internally dead for real. Yeah, too little, too late. I think what happened with the Windows phone when it first came out, I thought the live apps looked cool, but I guess there weren't enough apps, and the phones weren't that exciting, Farron. So they took their shot. It's basically Android or the iPhone as far as phones go. So there you go. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Just checking some news items real quick. How many Alien movie fans have you seen the latest teasers and images for the latest Alien Covenant movie? I think it's gonna rock, personally. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. But that is going to be released May 10th or something. A good espresso at times, but usually a pretty dark roast coffee is a favorite. Okay, all right. Windows 10 mobile ruined everything thanks to bugs. There were a lot of bugs. Okay. When I was in Italy, Big Daddy, one morning, we were in the car. I wasn't driving. It's been a few years. We stopped someplace. I think we were in Sicily. And somebody asked, you want what kind of coffee? And I was trying to wake up, so I'll take an espresso, not realizing this was the high octane burn your hairs off espresso coffee. I took a sip of it. Oh my God, it was so strong. But it was the real Sicilian made espresso coffee, Big Daddy. I'll never forget that. It was strong. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's go into some news and nonsense. All right, so I mentioned Alien Covenant. Any Alien fans? You would love to try it. Okay, just have a paramedic ready, Big Daddy, just in case. All right, so I mentioned Alien Covenant. I don't see any remarks about Aliens, so but I'm a big Alien fan. Not all the movies. The last good Alien movie, I don't know. I kind of like the first Alien versus Predator. So there's some news there. Ridley Scott is doing this one. Prometheus was okay, I suppose, for an alien movie, but there weren't enough aliens. You just saw one alien at the end. So if you are Alien fans or fans of director Ridley Scott, of course, he's done other great movies. Gladiator, Thelma and Louise, of course, the first Alien. So check out Alien Covenant. Did you guys know or hear that the day before the official press release for the next Samsung phone, the one of the Samsung stores burned down? True story. C128D, what's up? I'm still waiting for a good Alien movie. Well, maybe this one coming up, man. Okay. So let's see. Okay, let's go into some nonsense. How does that sound? These are just headlines I'm picking up at random. You guys tell me what you think. A turkey crashes through an SUV windshield on Indiana highway. Is that a thing going on in Indiana nowadays? And I didn't know turkeys could fly that high. Just a thought. Japanese video game maker lets fans marry anime girl crushes. Okay. Willem says, strange that it always go the other way. You wanted it to go from the topic you started on, but this slide, but we are one big family. Thank you, Willem. I think we are, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'll talk more about the main topic in the future video, but I think for this I just want to have some fun. If you guys want to stick around, great. C says, I was watching the Linux Action Show live, but Chris blew up at Noah, and it looks like it was canceled. Oh, yeah, yeah. He really blew up at Noah. You know, see, the Linux Action Show ever since oh, the name escapes me. Brian Lunduke. You know, he used to say, start the show, the Linux Action Show. Anyway, since he left, it hasn't been the same. Just my opinion. But yeah, the series is ending after how many years? A long time. What music player do you prefer to use? I don't know that I have a favorite. I suppose Big Daddy Rhythm Box, because it seems stable. I use it all the time. So Rhythm Box I use. Banshee I use sometime. Clementine. And there's some others that I'll test here and there, but for some reason, as far as music, I keep coming back to Rhythm Box. I guess because it's simple. So, yeah. And I think the very first time I tried Ubuntu years ago, I think Rhythm Box has always been there by default. And maybe that's why I feel comfortable with it. So, yeah, VLC. Of course, VLC does audio and video. Rhythm Box, I believe, is just music. Sergey says, Clementine. Works for me. Pantheon Noise. Is that something fairly new? I haven't tried it. Chris went into a terrible 2 episode. Last episode will be the first of Sunday. Okay, well, like I said, I didn't watch the Linux Action Show that much. You've always had to have a Windows partition for iTunes. Yeah. I tried hooking up my iPad to Linux. Forget about it. Ain't gonna work. Google Music through the web. Yeah, I mean, as far as web-based bass. I listen to Stephanie's songs sometimes on Spotify. She gets a little, like a few pennies here and there. Deezer, maybe on Google Music, but yeah, that's fine. Aaron, hello, Aaron. If you tried many players, I also go back to Rhythmbox. Okay. Pantheon for elementary OS. Okay. All right. I don't use elementary. Okay. Let's see. Getting back to some news and nonsense. So, the Japanese video game maker lets fans marry anime girl crushes. Japan is facing a massive potato chip shortage of all places in Japan. I guess they had a storm and knocked out some factories. Okay. Let's see here. What else do we have? Pelican knocks out drone out of the sky in Jamaica Beach, man. Probably to protect her young, if I had to guess. Alligator walks up to Florida resident's front door. Uh-oh. What I missed about Linux distros was using VLC. Well, it's in every repository as far as I know, right? Yeah. Holy cow, a leashed tiger takes a walk through a shopping mall. Is that legal? Where the heck is this? Of course, in Russia, comrade. An astonished shopper at a Russian mall pulled out their phone and captured a video of a man taking a leashed tiger for a walk through the shopping center. This was April 7th. This is for real. Strolling through the Lotus Plaza Mall in Karelaya. Oh, man. Yeah, that's good for business. A live tiger in the mall. Of course in Russia. Da, comrade. Oh, my. Mountain lion chases deer across California street. I guess he was out for lunch. Haha. Ohio police dash cam records deer, a fight between two deer. Ooh, there's a screenshot. It looks nasty. Oh, this is cute. Ultrasound captures kiss between twin fetuses. Aww. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see what else we got. Well, speaking of fan funding, a couple tips waitress $400, pays off her $10,000 student loans. See, there are people, good people in this world. Good for her. Smodler, that's sweet. A runaway horse shuts down Pennsylvania intersection. Maybe the horse didn't want to pay the toll. A London police chased down pig that charged at a jogger. You know, if it wasn't for the internet and cameras, if I told you that story, would you believe me? Yeah, I was taking a jog down the street and I got chased by a pig. Ooh, yummy. A Minnesota eatery creates a 100-pound chocolate Easter egg. Yummy. Australian man finds golf course swarmed by kangaroos. Let's call, what's the name of that show? Crocodile Dundee? What is it with these animals? Fox and a goose face off in front of a New York police officer. Oh, it's freaking unbelievable. Yep. All true. A cheeseburger craving 8-year-old drives father's van. Excuse me. Am I reading this right? A cheeseburger craving, an 8-year-old kid who craves a cheeseburger drives father's van to McDonald's. 8 years old. Okay. Ew, girl falls out of harness, dangles from high speed swing ride. I would never jump into those or try those bungee cords. No, thank you. Telegram. I do not use Telegram, Big Daddy. Should I? Anyway, that is the News and Nonsense Show. For better or for worse. One of my favorite news articles was last year. Headlines: a fire extinguisher factory burns down in Chicago. And I believe it was next to a fire station. You think it's the best message app out there? Is this multi-platform? Like Linux, Android? Okay. People are left wondering what supermarket will get their name as the name of the next daily level. Fast food store. Okay. Anyway. Do you think there's such a thing as too much technology, where people come desensitized? Just a thought. Fire next to a fire station. Ironic. Yeah? Yeah. Trying to think of the other funny stuff. There's a... I gotta search it. Yeah, there are... Snapchat CEOs are racist about poor countries. He says he doesn't want to develop Snapchat for poor countries. Why, Farron? Speaking of technology, there are smart ceiling fans. Don't ask me why. I mean, these things are huge. I guess they run through an app, and because they're so big, the name of the company is Big ASS Fans. Die. Too much technology, yeah. Here's a fan that you can pick up at your local Home Depot. I'll give a plug for Home Depot. I shop there. It's a 14-foot, yeah, and it's $3,500. There you go. Big money. But that's true. It's search Big ASS ceiling fans. Buy a recycled PC for $100. Yeah. Yeah, we are becoming used to technology. We expect it everywhere, which is a bad thing. Oh, I think, well, maybe just a matter of convenience. I don't know, Big Daddy. Yeah, it seems that way. Smart patch, yeah. A brief hop over to Distro Watch. Big Daddy, do you use let's check in here. My iPad. Yeah, right now this is the only Apple product I have. One of these days I'm going to walk into an Apple store and actually buy a computer, if I can do it, and give you my straight shooter review. But you use what do you use for your live cast? Are you using OBS or Google? I think OBS. How does that work out for you? I haven't tried it yet. So it looks like on DistroWatch the top 10 distros are Mint, Debian, Manjaro, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, Zorn, Fedora, Deepin. I tried Deepin in the past, never got it to work right. Elementary and Antergos. OBS Studio. Okay, I use that for videos here, screen recordings. It seems to work okay. I like it a lot for both Windows and Linux. Works out great and very easy to set up. Okay, I'll have to try it. Try it for a nice next live cast just to see. For video editing, I normally use Kdenlive, and I've had very good luck with Shotcut for both Linux and Windows. Overlays, okay. Yeah, I'd just use Hangouts for now. It's just to keep it simple. So, Farron OS, is it on DistroWatch? Let me find out. I don't know. I don't see it. Anybody use Netrunner? Just out of curiosity. Do not see Farron. Should I call Sicily and talk to Uncle Guido? Just a joke. I don't see it. I think I read where there are a total, when you count all the offshoots and the forks, there are a total of 600 Linux distros. It's a lot of choices. I search Farron on DistroWatch, click find, and it says, and it comes up, well, different, as in several different Farron. Uncle Aldo in Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. Anyway. Netrunner has been one of my favorite Linux distros. Yeah. I believe in Netrunner you have a choice of a rolling release or an LTS if I'm not mistaken. They've always come out with slick looking desktops, Netrunner OS, so check that out maybe. And use Plasma desktop. You don't like KDE. Okay, it's not for everybody. Yeah, it's a little bit more resource hungry. That one really needs at least in my previous tests for Netrunner, you really need at least 2 gigs of RAM, if not more, to make it run comfortably. But I always thought Netrunner looked pretty cool. Yeah, so they also offer a rolling release. But the Plasma desktop looks pretty cool. Farron OS, let me try that. Nope. 0 of 0 finds. Get there. I search the top of DistroWatch. Okay, yeah, I was just clicking find, you know, in Google Chrome, but yeah. You are getting, but you can't post a link. Okay, all right. I'm on split screen, so maybe that's why I didn't. Yeah, okay. New Runner. Have not heard of that. Let me try it out. New Runner. Interesting. What's that base stuff? Is it new runner OS? Try to do a search. I'm laughing because Google asked, did you mean Netrunner OS or Nut Runners? Well, there goes the rest of my ad revenue. Oh my. Anyway. New runner. There it is. Okay, new runner Linux. The premier KD experience. Okay. I have it. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Big Daddy. Now I see. Is this easier than Netrunner? Okay. All right, Farron. Thanks. New runner. Okay. Do you like this better, Big Daddy, than Netrunner? What's this based off of? Farron OS originated from the UK. Okay. All right. Just checking out new runner here real quick. It is a rolling release. Okay. So is it based off of what, Arch? Okay. Just a suggestion. Okay. I might take a look at this. Manjaro. Okay. All right. It looks cool. Okay, we're going on, wow, 2 hours. I think I'll end this around 5-ish because I'm starting to get hungry for dinner. But thank you for stopping by, guys. Always a joy to have you guys stop by and talk to you, especially on a holiday. Nicely formed KDE version. Okay. I'm on Farron OS's website. Don't be forced to switch to Windows 10. I won't. Toss, can you send me information how to donate to your channel? Bye, Farron. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, just go to the here. Let me get out of this here. Looks like we're good here. Let me go back to the split screens again, Willem, if you would like to help out the channel. It'll just be fast, but I can send you more information if you like, Willem. But where was I here? Okay, let me go here. Okay, so one of the ways to donate to the channel is through Patreon. It's patreon.com/TOS today. Can you guys see these okay? So it's patreon.com/TOS today. PayPal is another way. I don't have that link right now. I'll have to send that to you, Willem. There's also Super Chat. Yeah, just click the $sign. You can get whatever you wish, whatever amount that you wish for. It's the little dollar symbol there at the bottom left of the. Sorry, all these multiple screens here. Yeah, make sure that works. Yeah, it is the banknote. Yeah. Right below the chat entry. Thanks, Farron. Yeah. So that's a simple way there. If I recall, I believe YouTube or Google YouTube takes half of it, if I'm not mistaken. Then half goes to the channel as part of the, I guess, as part of the total AdSense revenue. If that helps you out, Willem. But if you prefer the PayPal link, I'll have to send that to you. I forget it, what it is at the top of my head. So, and I usually post links below in the show notes. Once this recording is done. So, like I said, I'll probably do another video about this. More about what's going on here on YouTube. So yeah, the super chat is enabled, I believe, for content creators who have at least 1,000 subscribers, if I am not mistaken. Okay, fair and good night. So, and Patreon, this Patreon has been around since 2013 or 2014. This seems to be a popular, legit way, and I have to stress this is legit. It's not a ripoff. It is a very simple way to connect with content creators. So there you go. Does that answer your question, Willem? Okay. I'm going to go split screen again just for me. Okay. Any other questions? I think we'll wrap it up here soon. So it's almost dinner time here in the States. It is 4:50 p.m. All right, Willem, thank you. Yeah. I should do tiers and set up goals. I think there was some research done that those people who set up tiers get more. Yeah, from what I understand, that is true, Zanaris. I don't know. I haven't set them up yet because I'm not sure what goals or rewards, as it were, to set up yet. I'm still trying to tweak this. And once again, if it wasn't for you guys from the beginning, this channel wouldn't be here. So I know one of the requests, the goals would be more live events, and that's fine. This seems to be natural for me, and that's fine. Somebody said more music. I don't sing, but that would have to be with my podcast partner Stephanie. Number of videos per week, number of live streams could be goals. Sure. Somebody said just turn off ads altogether. I'd be cool with that. So that could be, yeah, because like I said, this is, I have to get more feedback, as it were. But more live streams could be a goal. If I'm going to do a lot more live streams, I probably should get a bigger monitor to, look at all the content here. But the more live streams, Zanara, seems to be probably the number one request for this channel, and that's a possibility. I'm not sure what goal, what monetary goal I should do that. You know how with some of these goals, they'll be like, if there's a goal, if it hits $500 a month, someone will do this more, 1,000. I don't know. Number of guest hosts, that's a possibility. Someone asked way back, don't forget us Mac users. I have not. Yeah, live streams, more guests, more product reviews in general, not specifically Mac, as it were. Different live events at specific times based on time zones is another thing. So yeah, I'm open to suggestions. Again, I just relaunched the Patreon page. I wanted to I wanted to wait and make sure that the Patreon thing is legit, because I don't want to rip off anybody, as it were. But it is legit. It is for real. So I feel comfortable doing it. Yeah, almost 8,000 subs in ours. That is correct. I could definitely monetize that. Go for it. Thank you. Yeah. Speaking of rewards or tiers, if you look at Stephanie's Patreon page, because she releases music at different times, that's a good example of rewards. Of course, I don't sing, so my rewards would be something different in terms of the levels. But yeah, as an artist, I agree. For some artists or content creators, I think the rewards thing option should be mandatory. She's done a pretty good job. So yeah, and I think the last live event I did with her, she played 3 songs, if I recall. One is one of my favorites. There was one song where is exclusively on her website. If you sign up for the newsletter, you can have a free download of that song. So yeah, different levels for some artists, absolutely. But yeah, I'm totally open to suggestions at this point. So. A series of videos expanding on the requested theme, ZBD, that's certainly possible, yeah. Yeah. I think the way this is going to work, as far as the request and the Patreon, whoever gives $1 a month or whatever the amount, I mean, it has your name, obviously, so I would thank you. But you're going to have to put in there, hey, Toss, keep up the great work. And it could be just keep doing what you're doing, no special requests, or it could be, hey, here's this. I would like to see more live events at this time. Or could you please consider a guest host of this person? Something like that. So it's going to be based on requests, and then to see if it's doable, if that makes any sense. So yeah. I'm going to start closing down some of these pages I have open here. So and I believe with the Patreon thing, I believe you could put a maximum of what you want to give as to not to go over a budget. Very important, really, for everybody. So yeah. So I don't have the next good luck. Yeah, thank you, Zenaris. Yeah, I don't have a schedule live event for the next one, a date yet, but it'll probably more or less like a fundraiser for the channel. You know, it won't be on a holiday. We'll try to get more people here, and you know, try to get the feel for this and see where this takes us. But that's where we're at. So. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up in a few more minutes and have my dinner. If you have any other questions or comments or suggestions, please let me know now. Big Daddy, happy Easter, yeah. I think one topic could be connected cars. You know, there's been talk about the hacking of cars, how easy it is. You know, there was a show on 60 Minutes, how easy it was to hack into a car with a laptop. That's serious stuff. So, anyway, yeah. So, Doris, have a good day or night wherever you're from. Happy Easter, ZBD Boss. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by on a holiday. Okay, one more minute or so. Last call. Anything else to say? Okay, Willem. It is 11 p.m. Got it. Thank you, Willem. Thanks for your support. If you have any, do you want me to send you that PayPal link, or is the Patreon okay? How do you want to do it? Okay, cool. Have a good night, Willem. I'll catch you on the next one. So this was not too late. 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. on a Sunday is okay, right? I think it is. Maybe one of these events I'll talk about what I used to make all this, to create this live event. Take care, Willem. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I didn't have any glitches on the live event as far as I know, so I think this one worked out okay. All right, get out of that there. Okay, guys, I think I'll wrap this up. Thank you for joining me on another live event here on the Total OS Today Technology channel. And as always, enjoy your technology. Please don't text and drive. Once I'm done with this, I'll have all the relevant links below in the show notes. So thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one. And once again, happy Easter to you and your family. Take care.